She looked good on both ends. Coach Kara Lawson said after watching Caitlin Clark's first practice with the USA Basketball Senior Women's National Team. But that simple line doesn't come close to capturing what actually happened at Team USA camp. Clark didn't just look good. She clearly separated herself from every other newcomer there, including Angel Reese. Sue Bird, the managing director, couldn't hide her excitement as she watched Clark control the pace, knock down deep threes, and build instant chemistry with Aliyah Boston, the kind of chemistry that screams starting lineup. After an injury-plagued season, Clark just showed she's fully healthy and ready to lead Team USA toward gold in 2026. And Angel Reese? Let's just say she was left behind, with signs pointing toward her being on the outside looking in. Drop a comment below and let us know. Do you think Angel Reese should be cut from Team USA?
Who should not make this Team USA team? Caitlin Clark destroys in day 2 of Team USA camp, looking like the best player in the world as usual.
After months of radio silence caused by an injury-plagued sophomore season, Clark finally stepped back onto the court. But no one expected what came next. Before the injury during her second year, she was shattering records throughout a historic rookie season. 62 records fell. 62. She posted triple-doubles, pulled up from half court, and completely turned the WNBA on its head with her play. Then everything unraveled. Her sophomore season became a nightmare of injuries. One injury led to another, then another. Clark summed up the frustration perfectly when she said, I think the challenge for myself was just it was one, and then it's like a little better. But then it continued to compound and get worse, and other things pop up. The same player, who rewrote the record books, suddenly couldn't stay on the floor. She appeared in just 13 games the entire season. 13 games after breaking 62 records as a rookie.
Really thankful for, the training staff and player development and everybody that has kind of been there with me. They haven't taken a break either because they invest a lot of time and they want me to be successful. So I think for myself, it's not proving it to yourself again, but it's just that feeling. And I think it just made me smile quite a bit. I really did kind of feel like myself out there and just continuing to get my lungs back. But I felt like I was moving really well. So it was pretty satisfying.
After months of radio silence caused by an injury-plagued sophomore season, Clark finally stepped back onto the court. But no one expected what happened next. Before the injury during her second year, she was shattering records throughout a historic rookie season. 62 records fell. 62. She posted triple-doubles, buried shots from half court, and flipped the WNBA on its head with her play. Then everything unraveled. Her sophomore season turned into a cycle of injuries, one leading to another, then another. Clark captured the frustration perfectly when she said, I think the challenge for myself was just it was one, and then it's like a little better. But then it continued to compound and get worse, and other things pop up. The player, who rewrote the record books, could barely stay on the floor. She appeared in just 13 games all season. 13 games after breaking 62 records as a rookie. The basketball world began to whisper. Could she come back? Would the injuries keep stacking up? Was that historic rookie year just a flash in the pan? Clark hadn't played competitive basketball in nearly 5 months when she walked into Team USA camp. 5 months away from the game that made her who she is. The stakes couldn't have been higher. This wasn't just another practice. This was an audition for the 2026 World Cup team and the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles. Every coach, every analyst, every camera locked in on her first touches. Could she still move like the player who broke all those records? Would the rust show after such a long layoff? Clark admitted she felt nervous walking into camp. I feel like when I touched the basketball to start warming up before the practice even started, that's when I felt pretty comfortable, she said afterward.
Being hurt is an incredibly isolating thing, and you don't really understand it until you go through it. And then I think the challenge for myself was just, it was one injury, and then it was like a little better, and then it kind of continued to compound and get worse, and, other things pop up, and then I had the ankle injury. So it feels nice to finally be back to 100%.
Being hurt is incredibly isolating, and you don't truly understand it until you experience it yourself. For me, the challenge was that it started with one injury, and just as it seemed a little better, it compounded, got worse, and other issues popped up. and then came the ankle injury. So, it feels really good to finally be back at 100%.
One of the things that stands out to me in looking at this, it's not just that she's back on the basketball court and it's a relief, but her speed seems to be back. We saw it on that step back three on the first day of practice, but there was a play in the day two, and this play for a number of reasons is very exciting to watch. But number one, let's start with the speed. You see Caitlin Clark gets the dribble handoff from Aliyah Boston. It's the way she turns the corner and how quickly she gets down that stands out to me here. Look, coming downhill, great pass, right, to Jackie Young down there. So dribble handoff, and just moving quick with intent, gets it to Jackie Young, who misses the layup, but fights.
But comfortable doesn't even begin to describe what happened next. Clark declared herself 100% healthy, and then proved it on the court. Her shots fell, her passes hit their marks, and her court vision looked sharper than ever. She pushed the tempo like the Clark of old, creating fast break opportunities and finding teammates in perfect positions. The woman who averaged 16.5 points and 8.8 assists in those 13 healthy games looked completely locked in. Coach Cara Lawson watched Clark work and couldn't hide her amazement. She looked good on both ends, Lawson said. But that simple statement carried immense weight. According to the coaching staff, Clark hadn't missed a beat. After 5 months away and a season plagued by injuries, she looked like the record-breaking rookie all over again, maybe even better.
This is what makes Caitlin Clark so special, all right? And this is what put pressure on defenses when she's out there, even if her shot isn't falling. All right, watch this. She gets the rebound. She's pushing the floor. Look at this tempo. Look at this tempo, fam. Pushing the floor. Absolutely rushing the defense. And then this is what happens when you do things like this. Look, watch this. Look, now you got a wide open AB over here in the corner. I know it might be hard to see, but a wide open AB. All because she grabbed that rebound and pushed the tempo.
Clark's joy was impossible to miss. My main goal for today was just to smile and have fun, she said, and that smile never left her face during practice. She had her game back, her health back, her confidence back. The entire dynamic at Team USA camp shifted the moment Clark proved she was truly healthy again. There was one play during practice that made Sue Bird and the coaching staff realize they were witnessing something special. Clark spotted Aliyah Boston cutting to the basket and delivered a pass that seemed to defy physics. The ball arrived perfectly, right where Boston needed it, exactly when she needed it. Boston finished the play with a smile, and Clark grinned right back. The two Indiana Fever teammates had just shown Team USA exactly what chemistry looks like.
Knows when to do this, when not to do this. That's what makes her special. Now, there are other guards that can recognize when to push the floor and when not to, but I'm just pointing out what's special about Caitlin, along with those three balls that she can knock down. When her shot isn't falling, this is what makes her a weapon. Although her shot isn't falling, people still respect her to the level where they're like, hey, she can get hot, man. We're not gonna just allow her to be open just because she missed 1, 2, 3 shots. We're not gonna allow that, man. Stay on her. That gravity that she holds, man, it opens up the defense like.
Building team chemistry usually takes weeks, even months, in camp settings. Players need time to learn each other's tendencies, timing, and preferred spots on the court. Most guards struggle to find bigs in traffic or deliver passes at the right speed. But Clark and Boston already knew each other's games inside and out. They had spent an entire season together with the Fever, learning how to read each other's movements and create scoring opportunities. Their connection was obvious to coaches within minutes. Clark would grab a defensive rebound and immediately push the tempo, scanning the court for Boston as she sprinted down the floor. Boston would establish position in the post, and Clark would thread passes through defenders that other guards couldn't even see. The timing was perfect. The execution was flawless. Boston knew exactly where Clark's passes would arrive, and Clark knew exactly where Boston wanted the ball.
I guess you can't rule anything completely out. Can't rule anything completely out like that team up right there. But I expect to see them really playing well off of each other in Team USA and in a Team USA uniform over the next several years, and the next couple of versions of that team. Just because Jackie Young knows how to do almost everything out on the court, and she would just thrive, I think, and she will thrive playing alongside Caitlin Clark.
Clark's court vision created opportunities for Boston that other guards simply couldn't match. When Boston sealed her defender down low, Clark delivered crisp entry passes at the perfect angle. When Boston ran pick and rolls, Clark found her rolling to the basket with passes that split double teams. Boston finished play after play, looking comfortable and confident because she knew Clark would get her the ball in scoring positions. The tempo changes were equally impressive. Clark grabbed rebounds and immediately pushed the pace, creating fast break opportunities before defenses could set up. Boston ran the floor hard, confident that Clark would reward her effort with easy baskets. Other players quickly followed their lead, sprinting down the court because they knew Clark would find them if they got open. Clark's playmaking elevated everyone's performance, not just Boston's. She found Jackie Young cutting for a layup with a pass that arrived perfectly in stride, allowing Young to finish without breaking momentum. Clark and Young displayed the same seamless backcourt connection that could anchor Team USA's starting lineup.
The GOAT is back. Look at the range. Man, she's back, bruh. She's back.
Oh, bucket. Pick up! Oh, roll.
Yeah, man, CC back.
The positive energy between Clark and Boston was contagious. They smiled throughout practice, clearly enjoying playing together again. Their comfort level translated into confidence, and that confidence spread to the teammates around them. Other players started making sharper cuts and setting better screens, trusting Clark to reward good movement with precise passes. Sue Bird and the coaching staff watched this chemistry unfold with growing excitement. Most point guards need time to develop these connections. Clark already had them with Boston and was quickly forming new ones with players like Young. As practice went on, the choice for starting point guard became clear. Clark didn't just fit with her teammates, she elevated them. While everyone talked about a battle for roster spots, the coaches were watching one player separate herself from the pack. The narrative heading into camp had been simple. Multiple players competing for limited spots on the 2026 World Cup roster. The competition was expected to be fierce. Close battles and tough decisions were anticipated for the coaching staff.
Could make this Team USA team. Obviously, the GOAT, Caitlin Clark, should be the starting point guard for Team USA. Duh, the best thing that ever did it. Caitlin Clark starting at point guard. Jackie Young should be starting at shooting guard. That is what I believe it should be. That should be the starting backcourt right there. We move on to the wing position. I got Kalia Copper starting at the 3. I think that would be good.
Angel Reese made it clear how much making the team meant to everyone at camp. Everybody wants to make the team. It's an honor just to be here, she said. They didn't select us for no reason. They handpicked us because they thought we'd bring something to the table. The pressure was real. Each player knew their spot wasn't guaranteed. Clark understood the stakes perfectly. You all want to win. You're all fighting for a spot, she admitted. But on day 2, Clark made that fight look one-sided. Analysts described her as on fire during practice, and it was easy to see why. Her knockdown threes kept falling. Her elite court vision created scoring opportunities other players couldn't even see. Her decision-making under pressure was flawless. The specific skills that set Clark apart became obvious quickly. She drained three-pointers from NBA range with defenders closing out hard. Her court vision allowed her to thread passes through traffic, giving teammates easy baskets. Every possession, Clark made the right choice, pass or shoot, fast break, or set offense. She read the game perfectly.
And then this is going to surprise some people, but I think she has versatility. She can score. She can play defense. She has size. I have De'Erica Hamby starting at the 4. I got De'Erica Hamby starting at the 4, and I got Indiana Fever's own Caitlin Clark's running mate, Aliyah Boston, starting at the 5. That's my starting 5. Caitlin Clark, Jackie Young, Kalia Copper, De'Erica Hamby, and Aliyah Boston. That's who I have in the starting lineup.
While other players focused on individual performances, trying to showcase their own abilities, Clark took the opposite approach. She made everyone around her look better. When teammates made sharp cuts, Clark rewarded them with perfect passes. When they set solid screens, she found ways to involve them in the offense. Her team-first mentality stood out in a setting where most players were trying to prove themselves. Clark's leadership emerged naturally during practice. She communicated constantly, calling out screens and directing traffic. Teammates began following her lead on tempo changes and defensive rotations. The younger players, what they called the young guns, gravitated toward Clark's energy and basketball IQ. Sue Bird watched Clark's performance with obvious satisfaction. She looked great, Bird said about Clark's return to form. The praise from the managing director carried significant weight. Bird noted that Clark's rhythm was back after months away from competitive basketball. And when Sue Bird says a player looks great, coaches listen.
Just seeing her back out on the floor at all is a big deal. And probably people holding their breath a little bit too, but just all of her movements look good. That's the most important thing. But that speed burst, that ability to get up the court quickly has stood out, because I do think that was something she never quite got all the way there in year 2, just because of the myriad of injuries, because she started in the preseason with the quad injury. And that's another differentiator for her, is how quickly she can move with the basketball.
The coaching staff's reactions made their preference clear. They smiled when Clark made plays. They nodded at her smart decisions. Their body language showed they had found their starting point guard. Clark herself said, "It feels nice to finally be back to 100%. And her performance fully backed up that claim. Her dominant showing effectively ended any real competition for the primary point guard role. Other guards were still vying for roster spots, but Clark had locked down the starting position. The future of Team USA basketball was beginning to take shape around one player who had just announced a return to elite form. While everyone focused on who would make the roster, the real story was who would define the next decade of Team USA basketball. This camp marked the moment USA basketball officially passed the torch to a new generation, and Clark stood at the center of that transition. Her dominant performance showed the coaches they had found a franchise player for years to come. Reflecting on her journey with USA basketball during camp, Clark remembered playing on the U16 team and dreaming about representing the senior national team. "It's the beginning of a new Olympic cycle," she said about her return to Team USA. That dream was now becoming reality, but the pressure was enormous. The 2026 World Cup and 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles carried sky-high expectations.
Angel Reese can be an asset and a value, rebounding, being tenacious on this team, and being just a role player, which is what she should be. She's not a star go-to player. Rebound, and that's it. That's all. Rebound and play defense. That's all you got to do. That should be your role, but your team in the WNBA sucks so bad that you're trying to do more, and that's just not you.
Sue Bird praised Clark's resilience throughout her injury-plagued season, highlighting her ability to stay connected and involved even while sidelined. The managing director acknowledged the challenges Clark faced, but noted how she remained a supportive teammate throughout. Bird's praise reflected the organization's long-term confidence in Clark's leadership abilities. Clark's transformation from an injured second-year pro to a cornerstone of Team USA's future appeared complete. She confirmed she was back to 100% health after battling multiple injuries, including the right groin injury that ended her season. Her satisfaction with her physical condition was evident. On the court, Clark moved fluidly and confidently, showing no signs of rust.
speed is back. That burst is back. And therefore, Caitlin Clark, I would call her number 22, but in this case, number 17 is back. Just the way she gets up the floor, control of the ball, control of the step back, pure, all that. She said she had to get her conditioning back. Sue Bird said that was one thing it would take her a little bit of time to work towards.
The official roster announcement would formalize what everyone already knew. Clark had secured her starring role in Team USA's future championship plans. Her return positioned both the national team and the Indiana Fever for unprecedented success. At camp, Clark reunited with Cameron Brink, reflecting on their shared history dating back to the U19 team. Clark's journey from camp standout to Olympic gold medalist was just beginning. The foundation was set for a dominant run through 2026 and beyond. Team USA had found their leader for the next decade. Sue Bird and Coach Lawson aren't just building a team for 2026. They're building a dynasty around one player. The challenge is huge. How do you blend young talent with USA basketball's gold medal standard? Most teams struggle with this balance. Veterans clash with rookies. Chemistry takes years to develop. Clark provides the perfect bridge between youth and championship expectations. She brings elite talent, along with leadership qualities that Sue Bird praised throughout her injury recovery. Clark stayed engaged with teammates even while sidelined, and her step-back threes and passing skills haven't missed a beat at camp. Team USA has found their leader for Germany 2026 and Los Angeles 2028. Let us know in the comments if you think Angel Reese should be cut from Team USA. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out.